By the end of this video, you'll be able to identify dependent sections in your school to help expedite the enrollment of students in all identified sections. Here's the situation. You're an administrator for a large middle school. It is the beginning of August and you have created all of your course sections in PowerSchool and now would like to set up the dependent sections to help you enroll your students quickly and efficiently. How do you go about doing this? Before we begin, I need to provide you with some background information on dependent sections. What are they? Dependent sections are used to associate several sections, or dependent sections, with one section, or the parent section, thereby expediting the enrollment of students in all identified sections. In K-8, you will use English Language Arts as the parent section. All other courses in which a student is to be enrolled, including the homeroom, will be designated as dependent sections. So why use dependent sections? If you set up dependent sections, when you enroll a student or a group of students in English Language Arts, the students will also be enrolled in all dependent courses at the same time. When do you use dependent sections? Do you have students who remain together as a group throughout the day? If so, dependent sections will save you lots of time. For example, let's say you have a grade 6 class that stays together throughout the day. You need to create sections for each subject this class will be taking, including homeroom, and assign each of these sections with the same section number, say 6A. Once the sections are created, you can make English 6A the parent section and all other 6A subject sections dependent. This allows you to enroll the students into their English section, and this will automatically enroll the students into their other 6A sections. Let me show you how to do this. To add dependent sections to a course, start at the home page. From here, click on School, found under the Setup menu on the left-hand side of the page. Scroll down and select Sections. The parent section will always be an English class. For our example, let's use the English 6A section I created earlier. Scrolling down, you will see that the section was created, the periods that this section will be taught in, the term, which is the start date, end date for this course. In this case, it's going to be all year. The lead teacher is Mrs. Crandall. Her room number is 225. The section number is 6A. Note, I've also created all the dependent sections for this class, such as grade 6 science, social studies, and math, and so on, with the same 6A section number. The grade level is going to be 6, and the maximum enrollment is at 28. Scrolling further down the page, you'll see the dependent sections window shown here. This is where you will list all the dependent sections and their section numbers. Now, when entering dependent sections, please remember the following. 1. You must enter dependent sections in a course name, period, section number format. 2. You need to ensure there are no spaces between the course name and the section number. 3. You need to separate each course name, period, section number with a comma, not a space. And lastly, be sure to include a comma after the final section number. Now, don't worry. A list of dependent sections for K-12 is available for your use to help you. Simply go to the DataConnect website, hover over Tell Me, choose your role, scroll down, and under Schedule Setup, you will see Dependent Sections K-12 Guide. You can click on this and save it to your desktop. Using this Excel document, you can find your dependent sections, edit as required, then copy and paste this into your dependent section window. Let's take a closer look at this helpful Excel document. Notice that the grade levels are all listed across the bottom of the document. Clicking on any grade level, you'll see a list of all the dependent sections for that grade level. This is a grade 1 list, for example. Notice that you have examples of combined classes as well to handle post-intensive French at the grade 3 and 4 level. You also have English and French immersion classes at all grades. Grade 4 English, grade 5 French immersion, grade 8, and so on. For our example, we want to create dependent sections for a grade 6 English class. So let's click on grade 6. Here's the list of all the dependent sections for grade 6 English classes. The useful information to use to help you with the dependent sections in PowerSchool is in this cell here. Notice that all the dependent sections codes are listed for you in this cell. The only thing missing is the section numbers. This is where you use the power of Excel to help you. Look closely. Notice that all the sections are separated by a period and a comma. You can use Excel's Find and Replace feature to put in your section numbers. Click on the Home tab at the top to open the Home menu. To the far right of this menu, click on Find and Select. Click on Replace. A window opens up to help you out. Click on the Find tab, and it's asking Find what? In this window, type period, comma. Click on the Replace tab. In this window, type period 6A, comma. What we're asking Excel to do is replace all the periods and commas separating the sections with the correct section number. Hit Replace All. Hit OK and close. Notice now that all the dependent sections are listed. They all have a period followed by the same 6A section number, and they're all listed with no spaces between them. Now, copy this cell's contents by right-clicking your mouse and selecting Copy from the drop-down menu. Minimize this page. Now, go back to your PowerSchool section page and paste this information into the Dependent Sections window. Right-click and paste. And voila! Your dependent sections are now listed with the proper course names, section numbers, and all of them are listed with no spaces. And you always make sure there's a comma at the end. Scroll down, click Submit, and your parent section is complete. If you'd like to create a second set of dependent sections, simply go back to your Excel document and repeat the process to get all your dependent sections. Now, here's how you can schedule this 6A class quickly and efficiently. Go to the PowerSchool Start page by clicking on the PowerSchool logo, and you're ready to get started. Choose your students who will be in Class 6A. Click on Grade 6 to begin. A list of all students in Grade 6 will appear. Remember, it is August, so the rollover has happened, and all of your students are now in their current grade. Click Select by Hand in the lower right corner. Select the students you want in this class. For this example, I will choose only 4 or 5 students, but you could choose all the students that are going to be in that class if you so choose. So we'll pick Joanna Alligator, Ran Ashton, Leslie Baugh, Kylan Carling, and Darian Canahan. Click on Update Selection. This selects and holds these students for you. Now, click on the little arrow shown here to open up your group functions. These are the functions you would perform with a group of students, for example. From the menu, under Scheduling, select Mass Enroll. Scheduling, Mass Enroll. The Mass Enroll window will open up. We want to enroll these students into Mrs. Crandall's English 6A class because that's the parent section. From the Teacher drop-down menu, select Mrs. Crandall and click Search. This will bring up all the sections she is teaching. Select her English class. Notice that the students will be enrolled in the English class as well as all the dependent 6A sections that are attached to this English class. Here are the students, and here are the courses they're going to be enrolled in. Scroll to the bottom and click Enroll Students. There! Notice that the changes have been made successfully and all the students have been enrolled into their classes. Returning to the Start page, let's click on one of the students, Darian Carnahan. Let's look at his schedule. Scrolling to the bottom under Scheduling, click List View, and you see that he's been enrolled in all his classes. All of the students in this class have now been fully scheduled. Using dependent sections, you save time by enrolling a student or group of students in all classes by simply enrolling them in the parent course. However, if you need to move any of these students to a different class, you must drop them from each of the courses individually. Let's go back to the student we looked at earlier, Darian Carnahan. Looking to the left side of the page and scrolling down, you will see Scheduling. Click on Modify Schedule. Darian's current schedule is shown. To remove all the classes from this student's schedule, click the Drop All button at the bottom. Click the Drop Classes button to confirm. Doing so clears the student's schedule. Now you can re-enroll Darian into another class by scheduling him into the proper English section. With the dependent sections attached, he will be re-enrolled into all his new classes. Remember, you would have to repeat this process for every student you need to remove from classes. Congratulations! You've successfully identified dependent sections in your school to help expedite the enrollment of students in these sections. Now you'll be able to mass enroll students quickly and efficiently.